A very good evening to all of you. So I'm really happy indeed to be here to speak about the influence of Marathi literature in my language, it's Malayalam. First of all, I would like to thank Mr. Jojo Thomas, the director of this festival, Marathi Malayali Ethnic Festival. So I heard that he has been organizing it for the last 4-6 years. It's a wonderful event. I lived in Mumbai about 10 years, but I never had such meeting between Malayali writers and Marathi literary figures. So I've been asked to talk about the influence of Marathi language in my mother tongue, that's Malayalam. You know, both these languages are got classical status. Of course, Malayalam in the year 2016 and Marathi in the year 2024. So, you know, culture. Basically, we are cultured. There is a culture differentiates us from the animal, from the other beings. The culture expands with the help of language. Culture expands with the help of language. Language expands of the interchanging of the people, the interlocating of people, the migration and reverse migration of people. When people start going from one place to other place, they accept, they conceive their culture, their language. Through that, they develop their own languages. Look at the language of English, it's very strong. Not because England have conquered the world, not because of that. Of course, there is economic background. You know, the Marxian concept is that when you have the background, when you have the foundation, that is economics, and the superstructure and roof, that are the art, literature, and other form of cultures. Of course, that is there. I agree with that. But apart from that, you know, India was a big country with a good economics. Our language was Sanskrit, but it was not expanded like English and other language, that is Hebrew. And Hebrew is the language of strong, economically well-settled people, that is Jews. It is not expanded, you can see that. But English expands. English grows like anything. It supersedes French, Latin languages, Spanish, Sanskrit, Hebrew, and so many languages. Why? Because it accepts. It receives lot of words from other languages. In every year, you can see in the paper, at the end of every year, even December 31st, you can see the best words selected by Oxford Dictionary. They accept a lot of words because they are ready to accept other languages. The language grows when it accepts words from other languages. In such a way, I'm really glad that my language has accepted a lot of words from different languages all across India, as well as from Spanish, French, Latin, English, of course. The similarity between Marathi and Malayalam language is that both these languages are technically sound because of a Sanskrit. In Marathi literature, you can see lot of words you accept from Sanskrit. Similarly, in my language, we also accept a lot of words from Sanskrit. It unites. It culturally unites both languages. So as far as Malayalam is concerned, you know, we have settled, we started coming here in the end of 19th century. So the migration starts with the beginning of Indian railway, construction of Indian railways. That is the origin of Malayali is coming from that. Before that, Marathis had started coming to Kerala. Are you aware of that? Many of you people. So there are a lot of Seths, business people, especially Gujaratis, who were settled down in Bombay and migrated to Kerala and expanded their business, and they started a lot of cultural events in Kerala, and especially in Calicut, a place called Calicut. So still you can see a lot of Gujarati communities, Marathi communities. And apart from this literary field or art field, in politics, we are indebted to the great Madhav Rao, T. Madhav Rao. T. Madhav Rao was a Marathi person, Marathi Brahmin, who systematically changed the bureaucratic setup of Kerala. He was the Diwan of Kerala, Travancore rulers. Travancore is the southern part of Kerala, and this Madhav Rao was appointed as the Diwan, and he brought a lot of experiments in the social sector, in educational sector, in health sector, etc., etc. So around 15 years, he was the Diwan of Lord Maharaja of Travancore. So because of that, the foundation of all the social engineering and social mechanism developed. Then, as far as the culture is concerned, the relationship, the Malayalam language, as I told you earlier, it is indebted, deeply indebted to this language, Marathi language, because in Malayalam, you know, especially in India, the first book is printed in Malayalam in Bombay. It was in 1799. The book is written by a foreigner English person called Robert Drummond, and it is Malayalam language grammar. Malayalam language grammar, Malayala Bhasha Vyakaranam, written by Robert Drummond and printed in Courier Press in Bombay in 1799. There started the cultural exchange between both these languages. So then, in 1812, again Courier Press in Bombay printed first Malayalam Bible printed in India. First Malayalam Bible printed in India, in Bombay, in the year 1812. Then onwards, during that British period, British have put a lot of effort to improve the languages in the culture, in every field, all field, like dance, like drama, like everything. Lot of Marathi personalities, eminent writers have come up in Maharashtra during that period. Mumbai Ji Varnan, that was the first Marathi Kadambari, the novel in the language written at the time of British people. So consequent upon all these incidents, one person, it is not limited to the literary field, it spreads all across the other field, cultural field, like then journalism. You know, in 1881, Devji Bhimji, other Gujarati person from Bombay, lived in Bombay, came to Kochi, and he started the first newspaper in Malayalam in the year 1881, January 1st. That newspaper by name Kerala Mitram, started by a Mumbaikar. So then comes a lot of exchange. But after the most widely discussed person, there are so many people, so many Marathi writers are very, very famous in Malayalam, and where they're just like our own writers, especially in the cultural field. You can see Tukaram, then Chokamala, then M.G. Ranade, then Vittal Ramji Shinde, C.G. Agarkar. They're all our familiar names. As my friend Mr. Krishnamar said about Yayadi, the novel, the Kadambari written by Shivaji Sawant, I don't know, I think more than 10 to 15 editions have come up. Widely read. Even the new generation people started reading it. It impressed our language, no, our culture, like anything. It's a wonderful work in Marathi. So just I am regretted to say that I could not understand, I could not read it in Marathi language. That is my, even after living in this state for more than 35 years, I really apologize for that. It's a mistake and great mistake which I, because I didn't grasp the essence. You know, the language has its own heart, its own beauty. You know, you learn it, you just consume it, you can enjoy the beauty of the language. It has its own culture. Marathi culture is a superior culture. You know, in Malayalam, number-wise, the book-wise, you can see the translation. Not from Marathi, of course, it is from Bengali. There are a lot of Bengali works translated into Malayalam. The first translation also came from Bengali. Then, of course, after Bengali, of course, Marathi. Then one colonel who was living in Bombay, he was living in Pune as an army professor, army officer. He translated, during the 60s, he translated lot of Marathi works, Marathi novels, Marathi short stories, Marathi dramas, fazas and all, in our language. So it's a great exchange, great exchange. And then, you know, I forgot to tell you, the most widely discussed person in our language is Dr. Baba Ambedkar. In almost in every week, something or the other, I read about Ambedkar in Malayalam. Different perspectives, different angles. Ambedkar has been so tremendously discussed in our language, not only in the field of literature, but also in the field of philosophy, politics, sociology, etc. So during the 60s, you know, there was a Dalit uprising in India, Dalit Panthers movement, that started really in this place, Bombay. So many Dalit writers, they have impressed us a lot. Of course, they failed during the 70s. They met their own tragic end, but it put an imprint in the Marathi literature, because this had a great influence in Malayalam literature. The Dalit movement, particularly in Kerala, has been deeply indebted to this Dalit Panthers movement. Namdev Dasal, you know, your very famous figure, Praveen Gadvi, Narayan Surve, Daya Pawar, a lot of writers. So then comes during the 90s, there are a lot of Dalit writers, apart from so many other writers, because this is not basically I'm not talking about the caste integration. I'm not considered in such a way, because the impress of this language has been tremendous, So just I want to emphasize that you just consider accordingly. So then comes the modernity in Malayalam, modernity in Malayalam language. You know, actually the modernism, postmodernism, post-truth society, you are all writers. I think I don't need to explain all these things. The realism, these are the things, these are the phenomena that comes up time to time in the literary field. You know, modernism started in Mumbai in India, first time in Indian languages. Of course, this concept is a foreign concept, Sartre, Kafka, Camus and all. You are all aware of that, though I don't want to go into the details of these concepts. Modernism in India started in Mumbai Marathi literature, then followed by Malayalam. In Malayalam, in the year 1964, a writer called Anand, who lived here in Mumbai, and he wrote the first modern novel in Malayalam literature. But it was not published. The name went to some other writers, Mr. O.V. Vijayan. The Saga of Kasak. It was printed in the year 1969. In 1970, Anand's novel was written. Anand's novel name, probably you must be remember, many Malayalis, of course all these Malayalis know the name, The Crowd, Alkutam. It was originally written in 1964. Bombay, he captured Bombay in a marvelous way. The dreams, the dreams of the bomb, the city, the mega city, the pain of the mega city, the happiness of the city. He mixed everything and wrote a brilliant novel. It was rejected by everybody. It was highly philosophical novel, rejected by everybody. But you know, as on today, it is one of the best novels in Malayalam. It has more than 35 editions. It has crossed 35 editions. It's a wonderful work now. But when it was published, nobody noticed it, and he took a lot of pain to publish it. So it was delayed, written in 1964. You know, it was very well advanced novel. People could not understand it. So because of the influence of Marathi literature, especially the city, mega city called Bombay. Then comes in 70s, there was a big big dispute. Not exactly, I don't get that particular word. There was a very big dispute in Malayalam literature. The people split into two groups because of the novel called The Saga of Kasak, written by O.V. Vijayan. When this novel was published, a critic raised some objection. He said, this is not the original story of Vijayan. He stole this story from Venkateshwara Madgwalkar's novel, Bengarwadi. Novel written by Venkateshwara Madgwalkar, and he has stolen the theme from Madgwalkar and written in Malayalam language. So then people started searching, who is this Venkateshwara Madgwalkar? And I too, during my college days, I too bought that book and read it in English, Venkateshwara Madgwalkar, because I was the addict of this Kasak. Now I have come out of that concept. Of course, the scenario of that literary concept is changed a lot. So it was, still some people discuss about it. One of his stories has been mentioned by Mr. Krishnomar here. One of the best stories written by O.V. Vijayan, that the seashore, that is Kadal Teerath. So, of course, he was a brilliant writer, but this particular story, then people started reading more Marathi books. Of course, from 60s and 70s, Marathi literatures are the part of our language. Then comes our new writers. You know, in a large way, people started coming to these places in 1960s. You know, our state was going through a very difficult stage at that time, and we were in a very poor condition just after independence. There was no industry. There was no right form of agriculture. We were totally zero in almost every field in that particular period. Then people started going away from the native place. Most of them have settled down in Bombay. Then through Bombay, we went to Gulf countries, and European countries and Americas. This is a stepping stone. That is the part of the economic part. Apart from economic part, as I told you earlier, the cultural part, we are so indebted. And these people have, and many of the writers, you can see they are my friends for a long time. So they have written a lot of novels, short stories. Still, they have been writing it, and they take the energy from this mega city. So they're all, when they write about Bombay, they write about the nature of Marathi people, the kindness of the people, the cultural standard of the people. They have been highlighting their own work. While coming, I was reading a novel written by my friend Mr. Kanakur Suresh Kumar, Deviyam. This is the latest work. Day first day I have read one more novel written by another friend. This is the 1925 novels. They have been writing it right from the beginning. Whenever they come here, whenever they settle over here, they start writing about Mumbai. So these Mumbai reflects, the Marathi culture reflects in our language, through these wonderful people who are living here, and they take the take the essence of your language, your culture, and all. It's a wonderful book. It's going to be released tomorrow at Chembur. So my request is that, similarly, I don't know exactly whether you people, the Marathi writers, the Marathi people have met the Malayalam language in such a way. I am not sure about it actually. Only you are the right people, you can talk about it. So with all this short speech, I am forced to finish my talk. I thank once again for inviting me into this function. This is a very big subject. I need a lot of hours. I need more time to speak about all these things in drama, in short story, in poetry, in literature, in philosophy, in novels, etc., etc. Because it's a very big subject. So there are a lot of poets waiting to recite their poetries. So I am finishing it. Thank you very much for patiently listening me. Thank you so much.